Welcome back to the ploughed fields of Perthshire in, well, a breezy, overcast Scotland. This is quite a small field, only 4 acres, 5 acres. I just spotted though the other day that it's been ploughed. So I thought, well, why not give it a go? See what's been brought to the surface. Not far from us we've got an old fort, an old castle, which dates right back to just after the Norman conquest of England, back around about 1080. The Norman conquest was in 1066. And we've had a few nice things off this field and the field next door. We've had a few copper coins of Charles I, Charles II from the 1625 to 1685 period. And Martin got himself a lovely medieval silver what was it, a strap end, like a belt fitting, last year off the neighbouring field. And off this field he got himself a medieval buckle with little gargoyle-y faces on it. So hopefully more to come. As usual, going with my go-to programme, Sensitive Full Tones, programme number 3. I've balanced it and we're good to go. Should have been joined by Albert, but shock horror, he's already 15 minutes late. And maybe Sneaky Pete will be out in half an hour or an hour as well. So let's see what we get. You'll never believe it, Albert's just phoned. He's going to be here in a minute. So he's only 20 minutes late, which is, you know, unheard of by him. That's a new record. Normally he's an hour late at least. Got a couple of bits of foil so far in the first 10 or 15 metres. Finally got a bit of a better signal. 72, 73, 74, maybe a bit of lead, maybe, who knows, an ancient buckle. One way to find out. In fact, let me do a live dig. A few people said in the comments that even though it's a bit bouncy, they kind of like them, so... now it's vanished. Take another one out and then I'll get the pinpointer. Well, that doesn't look very good, does it? Because I think that is it right there. It is, and that is more foil, except this time it's gold. Higher signal again. 89, definitely within the realms of a coin. Maybe Georgian. Still in there, I think. Let's get another spadeful out. Nope, still in there. Try again, third time lucky, then we'll get the probe out. Okay, we're out, but we've got something else. I think it's going to be more bloody foil. It is, look. Ah, tin can, yet again. Well, so much for a field with possibilities. It's been absolutely dire. Half an hour, all I've dug is tin foil and tin cans. Got a low 70s, and this bit of lead is just turned up. And I think that is a lead seal, similar to the one that I got last week. It's kind of been through the wars, but it's got that shape to it. It's been round at some point and it's been chewed up by something or someone, spat out the other side, but I suspect that that's the remnants of a bag seal or a lead seal. But ultimately not much to show for the first half hour. Good thing is though, Pete's here, as is Albert, so maybe we've got a greater chance of finding something good now if there's 3 of us at it. But I'm halfway down this field, and I suspect if I haven't had another decent digger, by the time I get to the end, I think we'll flip into a different field. We've got a screamer. It is pretty solid, 83, 84. Let's do a wee live dig, definitely within the realms of a halfpenny. Seems to be out. Moment of truth, come on, let's get something good on the board. Oh, that is not a halfpenny, but it might well be a huge musket ball, and I think it is. Well, that's better than nothing. Any holes in it, any weights? Not that I can see. Now that is a beauty. That is a beauty. Well, that's kind of redeemed things a little bit. Wonder how old that could be. Wonder if it could even be contemporary with the castle. The castle was in existence from around a 1080 all the way through until, if I remember right, it was the early 1600s, 1640s, something like that. So yeah, it's got potential. Could be contemporary with the castle. We're about 100 metres away from the castle, and a musket would have had a range of about 100 metres, give or take. So who knows what it was fired at or who it was fired at, but still, it's a nice find. Always good to get a musket ball. Well, I knew I could rely on Sneaky Pete. He's got himself a deep one, and he shouted coin. And he's got what I thought I might have had, which is half a penny. And what have we got? We've got a date at the bottom, which is 18 something 8. Victoria, maybe? It is. Queen Victoria. It's actually going to clean up pretty good, I would say. Victoria, by the grace of God, Queen of the Britons, Defender of the Faith, and Empress of India. And let me see if I can actually see the date. I think it's 1898. It's an old veiled head, so just 3 years before she died. But Pete pulls out the goods. Well done, Sneaky Pete. And the XP Deus 2. I wonder what Garrett Boys found. Maybe a few tin cans, but we'll figure that one out soon. This signal was a bit grunty, a bit low 70s, didn't sound amazing, but we've got a little bullet casing, so we're going for the evolution of firearms, it would seem. And I think it's a 303 cartridge, which was the standard military issue for the British Army from the, what would it have been, the end of the 1800s, the end of the 19th century, through the Boer War, the Zulu Wars, all the way through to the First, then the Second World War, and I think it was only replaced around about the 1960s, if I remember rightly. However, it's still a standard, well, not a standard, but it's still a made-today calibre of bullet. Date-wise, I'm guessing it's probably from the 1900s, the early part to the middle of the 1900s. And this signal was an 82, but there was a good iron tone to it, but there's still iron in the hole, which is what the signal has given me there. But it's out somewhere. What's that? Oh, something round in there. Ah, it's a bloody button. Could be military though. No, it's not. It's just flat. I thought it was domed. Right. Ah, it's starting to rain now as well. What a pain. See these goddamn buttons, honestly. Fed up with buttons. Right. Let me give it a wee clean up off camera and get back to you. Maybe there's a bit of decoration. It could redeem itself. And the answer is, it's just a standard bloody button. Damn it. Got a bit of age to it. Looks like it might have been gold gilded as well. Can just see a few flashes of gold there on the back. But date wise, probably going to be 17 or 1800s, so certainly a couple of 100 years old, if not more. Still, I suppose it's better than tinfoil. On to the next. Pete's got his second coin. We're going to have a look at that in a moment, but I might have a coin right here. As you can see, it's raining, We've got an 85. Sounds just like a penny. Oh, it's not. Damn it. Look at that. It's a bit of copper wire. Ah, nightmare. One of those days today for me. Catching up with Albert with the AT Pro Max International, or AT Pro International. Can't remember if there's a Max in there or not. So he's got himself a plain bottle top and another plain bottle top. Shame. He's got himself a wee enamel something. Don't know what that is. Is it metal?
No.
No, you just spotted on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a bit off a toilet. A little brass or copper screw, bit of lead pipe, but he has got himself a lead seal, much better condition than mine. It's the usual Russian. Might have a date on this side. Let's get my toothbrush out. $184 something. 1840 something. So it's another flax seal for bales of flax that have come over from Scandinavia. That looks like Britannia seated. Got himself a banana shaped coin. Does he get any detail? It's got a few letters. Maybe there's a date on this side. Get the bendy thumb on it. And what have we got? Oops, show you it on the camera might actually help. 1897 I think that is. You see, yep, 1897, so it's another Queen Victoria and it's a halfpenny. So yes. So there she is there with the old veiled head. You can just see her nose just there, looking to the left hand side. So Queen Victoria, so at least he's got a coin. Pete's got 2 coins, John's got 0 coins. A few people asking to see Albert's face and also to see Pete's face. They want to put a face to the names, but I'm going to spare you all. You're not missing much, that's all I'm saying. Right, time for me to get a coin. Okay, here's catch up with Pete. He's going to head off shortly. Some sort of lead button or lead weight that's broken in half.
Probably one of them hem weights.
Yeah, maybe a hem weight, yep, off a dress or a skirt. Oh, he's got Dirty Bertie. Edward the 7th. So this is the son of Queen Victoria, which is the other coin that he found. Dirty Bertie, the Playboy Prince, who waited 63 years for his mother to die so he could become king, but he'd pretty much smoked and drank himself to death. Halfpenny, 1907, so he ruled from 1901 to 1909, 1910, so he was already in his last few years by this point, but he's one of the rarer kings to find because he wasn't on the throne for very long. But still, 2 coins for Pete, 1 for Albert and 0 for John.
Oh dear.
Well done, Pete. Well, what a load of rubbish, literally, that field has been for me. You can see Pete in the far distance, you've got Albert a little bit closer. Yeah, that field has just been rubbish, literally rubbish. I mean, I must have dug 20 tin cans. I suspect at some point there's been berry tunnels or such like on this field, which is the reason for all the junk, because lots of Eastern European workers leaving behind all their garbage, which is then get ploughed into the field. That's all I've got to show for the keepers, or the, well, we wouldn't even call them keepers, but the better finds, if you can call them that. Oh, drop my musket ball. So yeah, I've got a bullet, well, a musket ball, I've got a bullet casing, I've got a button, and I've got a lead seal from a flax or a bag seal. So probably talking 1800s, similar, maybe a little earlier, and a little later, 1900s, 1950s for the bullet. We're going to go into a different field. We've got another field close by. We're going to walk to, myself and Albert. Pete is done for the day. He only had an hour available, so he's heading back to his car, and me and Albert will plod on together. And it's pouring with rain now, and the cloud is rolling in, so hey, things can only get better. Well, they're clearly digging in the wrong place. They need to get themselves over to the end of the rainbow, because that's clearly where the good stuff is. But look at that for a rainbow. That is intense. Very intense.
Oh, I've got another coin.
Oh, Pete's got another coin under the rainbow. Let's go and have a look. Oh, he's giving it the ahs. So it might be good.
This is a classic.
It's a classic. Classic. It's a 1 pence spendable.
No, it's better than that.
It's a 2 pence.
20 pence spendable.
Oh, well done, Pete. My God, you could get 2 packets of crisps for that.
Like 1960 something, yeah?
Brilliant. Well done, Pete. Beautiful.
Good rainbow.
Spendable 20 pence. The rainbow paid off, Pete. Well done. Okay, a new field and hopefully new hopes for me. Back on programme 3 as ever. Albert is just ahead there in the waterlogged bit, digging up a nice piece of tin foil or such like. His wee legs there. So we've changed fields. We've come over into, well, this is the field that actually produced the Bronze Age axe head for me. We've had a few other nice things. Pete got that very strange piece of moulded lead that's it looks like a jester riding a sheep. I also got a little hammered coin. Albert's got a halfpenny, he thinks, on his first hole, so that's promising. Let's go and have a wee look. But yeah, so we've had some decent things off this field over the years. As you can see, it's nice and wet, which is always good for the signals. This part of the field's particularly wet, but it gets a little better as we go inside. Oh, he's got a little clod. Oh, I think it's a Georgian. Try and do this one-handed because I've not got the camera in my holder, but yeah, I think that's going to be a Georgian halfpenny for Albert on his first hole. Right, I'll give it a wee dry off, get the bendy thumb on it, and see if we can see some detail. Be right back. Even the bendy thumb can't bring this one back to life. This is Britannia on this side, I think, and this side is, I believe, a head looking to the left hand side. I think it might be George II, which would make it, oh no, it's not actually, it's a head, no, I think it's a head looking to the right hand side, now that I see it. Yeah, I think it is. So I think it's George III, 1760 to 1820, and I think it's a halfpenny, but still, it's better than I've managed so far today. Well done, Albert. My first diggable signal, bit scratchy, 60, 67, but it was dropping down as low as 50. It's a little piece of lead, just a scrap. But let's see what else we can get. You might have heard that beep on in the background from Albert. He's got himself another coin. Look at that. Right there, a wee clod shot, he's left it in for me. Very nice of him. He's not too bad after all, is he? So, looks like a penny. And he said it was a solid 80. Solid 80. And it looks in pretty good condition. Got a date of 1938, which means it's not George V. It means it's George VI, I think. It is Georgius V1. So just on the jumper, give it a wee rub-a-dub, and there you go. You can see Britannia, 1 penny, 1938. and George VI, by the grace of God, King of the Britons, Defender of the Faith, and Emperor of India. So the Queen's, the late Queen's late father, King George, the King's Speech, the movie with the stuttering king. He took over from his brother, his older brother Edward VIII, who abdicated in 1936, I think, after about 8 months on the throne, so that he could marry the American divorcee Wallis Simpson. They lived out the rest of their lives in Paris, caused quite a lot of controversy, potentially supported Hitler and the Nazis, but we'll never know the true story. But yeah, George married a woman of Scottish descent, the Queen Mother, as she was also known, and she was born at, or lived, traditionally the Bowes Lions was her maiden name, and they were from Glamis or Glamis, which is about 20 minutes drive, half an hour's drive from where we are. And that's been the ancestral home of the Bowes Lions for about 800 years. The Bowes Lions coming over shortly after the Norman conquest in the early 11th century. So, nice coin, good history. And what's that, 4? 4 coins for Albert, none for me. Damn it. Well, hang on a second, folks. We might have done it right here. It's a nice solid 85. Albert reckons halfpenny. I think it could be a penny. Then again, with my luck so far, it might be neither. Let's hope for the best. Not going quite as planned so far. Digging in the right place or the wrong place or what? Now it's not sounding quite so good. Oh, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Look at that, yet again. Tin can. Damn it, Albert's laughing at me. Ah, shocking. Okay, now, might be a bit better. Maybe. We've got a really, really screamer somewhere. Just there. 92, 93, which all day long is Georgian penny or halfpenny territory, but it's also potentially silver. But then again, it's also potentially aluminium, and this has just been one of these days today. Oh, I've got something round. That is something. Come on. Well, that's maybe a coin, but it could be a button. And that is also maybe a coin. Right. We might have a coin. We might have a coin. It might be Georgian. Could be George II or George I. If it is Georgian, it's quite unusual shape. It's a bit on unusual thickness. So let's delicately give this a little clean up off camera. Dry it out a bit, get the bendy thumb on it, and come right back to you. Please. It's very, very, very crusty. However, it is definitely not a button. Definitely not a button. It is, there's no loop there, there's no signs of a loop having been there, but it is crusty beyond recognition. My guess is it's probably George I or George II, so 1714 to 26 or 28 roughly, and then 1726 or 28 through to 1760. But either way, I think it's a halfpenny or a farthing, and I think it's early Georgian. They all count. It's just a shame it's unidentifiable, but maybe it'll clean up a little bit more as it dries out. But it's a coin and I'm taking it. I've got a very weak 56 and it has produced this here. Now, is it? I suspect it's a button. It's going to be a tomback, isn't it? It is indeed. It is a tomback button. Nice and shiny, silver tinned. Same on the other side. When you see them that way around and they're bigger, you think you've found an early milled silver coin or even a hammered. But you can see it's a one-piece tomback. You can see where the loop would have been. And tomback, as I've mentioned before, it's a kind of metal that was invented towards the end of George III, or in George III's reign. It's a mixture of copper and zinc, if I remember rightly. And they would add arsenic to get that lovely silver colour, so do not lick your tomback buttons. But by the time we get to the end of George III's reign, 1820, they're out of fashion and they're not being made anymore. So it predates 1820, probably from the late 1700s. Nice. We've got one here, it's definitely within the realms of button territory. 62, but pretty steady. So, let's see. Come on. Okay, we're out straight away. Get the pinpointer. There's something that is not a button. That is a little scrap of lead. A little bit of lead. Oh well. Right, on to the next. I'm getting close to running out of time. Got to get back for the puppy soon, but yeah, this is going to be one of my last signals anyway. Sometimes the best things come right at the end. It's a bit faint. It's 86, 87. So far all I've been digging up is tin foil. Let's take that lump out. It's still down there, sounding reasonable. Sounding better. You can see I'm already 4 or 5 inches down. Come on, a great big gorgeous George penny. Big Georgie the Fifth. I would settle for one of them right now. Okay, so it was probably, well, below that furrow depth. It's probably getting on for about 8 inches. That is not a coin. That is a nut. Damn. It's a great big copper nut off of irrigation pipe or tractor, my favourite, off a tractor or such like. Damn it, damn it, damn it, and damn it. Running out of time. This time we've got an 80. 80, 81. Right about there. Do another live dig. The ground's soft enough. Still in the hole. Don't believe it. This is just not my day. The other day it was buttons, 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 and today it's tin cans. Everywhere I go. I mean, this is, without a word of a lie, this is the 20th or 30th tin can that I've had today. Damn. Well, it's been a frustrating day for me. This is my last signal, came through low 50s, and it's the dreaded tin foil. One of those days for me, unfortunately. I got my backside handed to me by the Garrett AT Pro International. At least I got a coin, but that is the extent of the well, good stuff, if you can call it that. Well, that isn't even good stuff, is it? But hey ho. Yeah, a disappointing day for me, but I got a coin. but illegible, unfortunately. Crusty beyond belief, but looks like George the First or Second. Big musket ball, probably my find of the day. So yeah, sometimes, well, that's a couple of days on the trot now. I haven't had anything particularly good. I got soundly defeated by the Garrett AT Pro International with Albert on it. I think he got 4 coins plus the lead seals and a few other bits and bobs. Well, that's what happens. You teach your apprentice and then eventually they rise up and turn against you. It's like Yoda and Darth Vader all over again. That's sometimes just what happens in metal detecting. You can't find good stuff all the time, or top quality good stuff at least. But me and the Deus 2, the XP Deus 2, we will ride again. We will have our moment. So for the moment, that's all. But thank you all for watching. Sorry you had to be subjected to me digging up so many tin cans. I think it was certainly pushing towards 30 plus the tin foil and other bits and pieces. But if you like what you see, then hit the subscribe button if you don't already. Give me a thumbs up. And we've just passed 8,100 subscribers, so growing rapidly, which is great. So I must be doing something right. So we will see you all on the next dig, and thanks for watching. Take care.